Financial security in retirement doesn't just happen by itself. It takes planning and commitment and, yes, some money. The average American now spends 20 years in retirement, and fewer than half have calculated how much they need to save. My guest is John Starke with Centaurus Financial Incorporated. And John, we've all heard the "What's Your Retirement Number" commercials. How do you know if you've actually saved enough for retirement?
Well, Scott, first off, thank you for having me today, and I enjoy coming here and talking a little bit to this. This is a subject that comes up very often when I meet a new client, and like to discuss with them is how much money do you need in retirement? And many times it's a figure that's going to be way off of what they even think they need. And many times they radically either underestimate they need or totally do not know how long they're going to be in retirement. And it's totally a figure that has to be gone over in detail. That's why when I sit down with a client, there are a lot of intangibles that come into play. How long, when they are going to retire. If they are retired, how is their lifestyle changing? Are there going to be any changes in the lifestyle? Are they going to be making any extra purchases? Are they going to be buying another home or a retirement home? Are they actually want to be funding some investments for children and grandchildren? Are they looking to leave a legacy? So a lot of things come into play where you have to meet individually each person. I like to say when it comes to retirement investing, one size doesn't fit all. It's just one of the things we have to find out what each person their style is, when they need the money, when they'll need more money, and when it comes into play, and how do we prepare for it.
So John, talk about income planning. CDs and bonds aren't really paying much right now. What are some of the alternatives?
Scott, in recent years, the savers have been really penalized. CDs have really just almost gone to the floor. Many of the fixed income investments out there, that the traditional fixed income investments like bank accounts have not paid anything enough that they can have enough money to get by on. So therefore, we have to find other investments that will give them a guaranteed income. Fortunately, now there are a lot of very good funds and secured investments and some very good vehicles that allow us to have additional retirement income and additional living expense and income. So that's something we have to factor in. We have to offset and find things that can replace the traditional investments that used to provide people income in retirement that just are not as productive as it was in the past.
And how do you manage risk in retirement?
One of the things is risk is something very important to consider because most people are not as risk tolerant as they think they are. In fact, if you've been investing in this business, you found 2008, many people underestimated their tolerance of risk. That was a terrible time. 2001 was a terrible time. Even going back to 1987 and the crash of 1987, many people underestimated the ability to tolerate risk. That's where we have to factor that in every time we make investments to make sure they know that their investments can have a risk situation. Do they want investments that have a chance that have to be risky? We want to sit there and talk to them and see what is their risk tolerance and how does risk fit in their portfolio.
Thanks, John. I'm Scott Drake. This is Retirement News Online. Thank you for watching.